Hello everyone, what do you do when you have bad children who misbehave? Well, you tell them a scary story with a morality clause. Kind of up the ante of the Aesop's fable, so to speak. So we're going to do this right now. We're going to load this very, very interesting thing because pre-PlayStation 1 stuff, they tried to kind of be as interactive as possible, and primarily with systems such as Philips CDI, Amiga, CD-TV, and such, they had interactive storybooks, and we had one called Scary Poems for Rotten Kids, and we're going to run this with the PUA Extreme Core, and just see what it's all about here. So if you have a misbehaving kid, this might actually teach them a little bit of morality clause and make them think twice about misbehaving when they steal the cookies out of the jar and such. But you could zoom in and out initially if you do not have it set right, because you obviously want to go into quick menu, controls, and you need to have the controls set to the CD32 pad. You always have to have it set to that. And then we're going to resume here. And let's check this out. And let's see how this plays out. And we have Scary Poems there. The Day the Mosquitoes Ate Angela Jane. And we can actually have it read itself for us, if we want to.
The day the mosquitoes ate Angela Jane.
What's the point of that, though?
Angela Jane was a mean little kid. She bit and she spit and she...
We're not going to do it that way. I'm going to read it for you guys and
Now
gals.
their mother
So,
screamed at her
we're going to stop that and go back here.
She screamed at her dad.
Okay, now I'm going to read it for you. Alexa, tell me an interactive story here. The Day the Mosquitoes Ate Angela Jane. And it's a kind of dark, morbid story for what it's worth. It's almost like Tales from the Crypt for kids. Okay? Angela Jane was a mean little kid. She bit, she spit, and she ran and she hid. She yelled at her mother. She screamed at her dad. Oh, Angela Jane was awfully bad. She'd go in the garden and eat all the weeds. She pulled up the flowers and stomped on their seeds. She chopped all the trees and poured paint on their roots. She bit all the butterflies, put on her boots, and ran through the garden. Kicking about, pulling up vegetables. Then she would shout, I'm bad and I'm horrid, I like it that way. She yelled that quite loudly one certain fall day when the Queen of Mosquitoes was trying to sleep. The shouts woke her up and she started to creep up the leaf she'd been sleeping on, looking around. To locate the source of that horrible sound, her eyes fell on Angela, red in the face, sweat pouring off her. All over the place. The Queen of Mosquitoes listened and looked. She sharpened her stickler, made sure it was hooked on. Quite firmly, then buzzed all the rest of her clan. They met in the trees and they started to plan. The Queen said that child is awfully mean. She's full of more blood than I've ever seen. And it's certain her blood is nasty and bad, the kind to make any mosquito quite glad. I suggest we get her and drink her quite dry. That horrible blood will help us to fly. And to sting with more power than ever before, then we'll have the strength to go after more. We'll bite all the people all over the world. Mosquitoes shall rule. Thanks to that horrid girl, the sky soon shall be darkened by billions of wings. Mosquitoes were everywhere. Sharpening their stings, the sound was so loud, it roared through the land. People below did not understand what all those bugs were planning to do, that they wanted to conquer the world, even you. The bugs swirled in crowd, they flew towards the yard where Angela Jane was working so hard. Pulling tails off the cats and pinching their ears, she was laughing so loudly that she didn't hear. Should I go moo-ah, throw it in her? Let's see. The thunder of bugs descended on her. She just yelled, now pussycat, let's hear you purr. The Queen of Mosquitoes sat on her nose. She stuck in her stickler and turned on the hose when Angela tried to swat her away. She found that her arms were as heavy as clay. She saw she was covered from toe to her head, with big fat mosquitoes all turning red as they sucked out the blood that they thought made them strong. But as Angela shrank, they found that they were wrong. As Angela Jane shriveled up and went dry, all the mosquitoes started to die. For Angela's meanness was simply too thick. The nasty and bad in her blood made them sick. So think, my young friends, when you want to be mean, of what happened to Angela Jane and the Queen. And that's the end of that story. If you like this video, I'll do more in the next video. We have many other, like a good dozen stories to tell. And of course, we can even start the next one and let it read by itself, just so you see the difference between me and them. I mean, do you want me to let the book read itself, or do you want me to read the stories for you? Let me know.
The body. The body is a boneless beast. A friend of mine knew one, at least. It used to live between her walls.
You get the idea, but in any case, hope you enjoyed the video, and now we have karaoke, now we have storytells here. And if you had a bad misbehaving kid, throw this on CDTV with the PUA Extreme thing, and just play from the beginning to end, and I guarantee within a half hour or so, they're going to be a lot better, and they'll hand you the controller, and you can play your mini classic again without argument, and they'll ask where the broccoli, the cauliflower, and the carrots are, so they can eat more healthfully, because they don't want to be bad misbehaving children like Angela trying to take on the queen of the mosquitoes and such. So hope you enjoyed the video, guys and gals. There'll be more to come.
You'll know the thing.